I'm going to talk about 3 things that happen in the Bible and lessons you can learn from them. They are like some really, really sinister things, like gangster shit things, and things you can actually learn from them. So number 1 is David killing Uriah because he got his wife pregnant. So if you're not familiar with that story, basically David, who was the king at the time, from his palace, he looked down and saw Bathsheba. Mind you, her name is Bat, and she was beaten, and she made the king. So, sorry. And he saw her, was admired, and summoned her to the palace. Then when she came to the palace, he slept with her and got her pregnant. Then in the attempt to try to cover it up, he called for Uriah, but at that time he was, I think, going to the battlefield, and since he could not return, he told them to put him at the front of the battlefield so he can die and cover it up. So obviously God saw that and was very angry with him. Now, what's the lesson you can learn from that? I just want to start with men first of all, like the male gender, and I'm trying as much as I can not to make my channel just to be a male female orchestrated, but I want everybody to have something at the end of the day. And as a man, I would advise you to avoid women a bit, because there's some things you will do that you will not normally do. Like if they are to meet you and ask you with your normal state of mind, you will not do that. There's just something in women, their body or the way they speak or just the way they are, that pushes men to do things that they will not normally do. I've seen histories of men killing people, fighting, and maybe even like becoming a better person, because this way it can go 2 ways. I remember there's a law that says those who are ignorant of the past are bound to make the same mistake. So take advantage of this. Like, be careful. Don't be in a close corner with a woman. And when you see things, let me give you an example of someone who successfully dodged the allure of a woman. That is Joseph. He ran, like he flee. So that is the only way I can tell you, like, if you're in that situation, because mind you, Bathsheba was doing what she gotta do. She was beaten, she wasn't doing anything wrong. Sometimes you're in circumstance that things just happen. So if you're in circumstance that and David was not even trying, it just happened. So the best bet is to run, flee, remove your eyes, like run, just run. That's the best advice I can give you. Then another lesson you can learn from the story is the power of men. When I mean power of men, I mean humans as a whole. There's some humans that have the ability to change your life. They can literally improve it, accelerate it, or downgrade it, or cut it short. So in terms of the story, we can see that David literally cut the life of Uriah, like ended it very short. Then for the wife, Bathsheba, he accelerated her life, like elevated it to royalty, queenhood, made her a queen. And this to tell you that people do have power, and sometimes it's not even what you do. Some people, it's just the way they act and the way they move. Now, some people that have entered my life that they didn't need to see anything, like just the way they move, I'm influenced. I'm like, yeah, I like that. And there are some things I'm like, I do not want to be like that, and I take precautions, I notice some things, because some people don't notice that they have certain patterns, and some people are just dead as predictable. They just do things like on repeat. It's like they're on autopilot. Another advice you can take from that story is God sees everything. in the hidden and open. And you need to be careful, because certain blessings attached to you may be taken away from you based on the things you do. And this from like a biblical perspective. Like David was supposed to be the temple of God, but God said no, and instead he gave it to Solomon, who was the son of Bathsheba. Mind you, the child that Bathsheba gave birth out of like their ill behavior died. But later on, Solomon became the king, and Solomon is not even the first son. So there's a reason for that. The next story I'll be talking about is the story of Joseph brothers. Now, Joseph brothers, they had this gangstership behavior that literally exhibited some really I'm like, what? Not only did they, like, before the whole Joseph selling their brother thing, what they did with the people, like what they did with the guy who slept with their sister. I think her name is Dina, Dinah. I think I'm wondering it, but basically their sister got carried away and she went to mingle with the daughters of the world, and from there she got defiled. And later on, the guy actually came back to like marry her respectfully, but they pretended to agree, and after that they give them conditions like, oh, you must circumcise, you must do this, and after doing that, putting them in a state of weakness, very strategic, I must say, they killed them, like they wiped them, wiped the males in the family. And I'm like, oh my god, like there's just something about those brothers. They are very strategic, and I bet you they knew that Joseph was gonna be great, because Joseph didn't do anything bad to them, but they sold him. Why? Obviously he went to blab and say, oh, I saw my dreams at 7 stars, blah, blah. Yeah. And guess what? They sold him. And guess what? He still became who he was meant to be. So the lessons you can take away from the story is, number one, females. I think as a female, you have to be careful. Yeah. As a girl, you have to be very strategic. I feel like the wisdom wasn't really passed on from the brothers to the sister, because the girl just did something crazy. Like, someone defied you, and after that, obviously still in love, was still able to see talk you into marriage. Maybe out of shame, you're trying to, like, I don't know, it's a two-way thing though. Maybe they were in love or whatever. Yeah, we don't do kind of stupid ass love around here. Be careful, because the world will take advantage of you. Because let me say something, the more innocent you are, the more the world hate you. Trust me. Because the world hates you for your innocence and hates you for being bad. So you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna be strategic. Yeah. Be strategic. Appear in such a way that they don't even know which side you are. Are you this or are you that? Like, be strategic. Why? Because the world doesn't like innocent people. If you give yourself to the world and you're not strategy, you just go there. Yeah, you're gonna be defied. You're gonna take that away from you, and they're not going to see your value. So I think my next video I might talk more about that though, but more on the strategy of Joseph brothers, because they really thought about it. Like, they're like, people will give you conditions, and when you meet that condition, they will still do what they want. That's how they are. That's how they operate. Be careful about those people. And some people will like to put you in a state of weakness so that they can take advantage of you. They monitor you. They look for times when you are weak to take advantage. Obviously, we saw that like what the devil did with Jesus. Waited for him to be weak and hungry and say, turn the stone to bread. Yeah, that has been the strategy of evil people from a very long time. Take advantage of when you are weak. And it also applies to female too. Notice when you are weak, when you're broke, when you're emotionally down, that's when some men come around and offer you the world. They offer you money, they offer you help. Help. And from there they suck you into their life, do what they want to do, take advantage of you, and you're left with nothing. Yeah, I leave you nothing. And the famous line, I picked you up from the gutters, I cleaned you up. Oh my goodness, God take control. And before I wrap up this, another thing I would like to say is, when you know that you have things of value, be it wisdom, material wealth, spiritual awakening, intelligence, like whatever, you have things of value, be careful how you move. Be careful how you move. Be careful who you relate with. Be careful who you tell. In terms of the sister, it's a case of be careful how you move. She was beautiful, she was good looking, she was clean, and she moved anyhow, and that innocence was taken away from her, you know. So if you're a beautiful girl, I'm telling you, the attitude is there for a reason. The I'm not talking to you is there for a reason. I'm not saying go around and start cursing people and insulting people and trying to tell them and their parents or whatever, you're this, you're too this for me. I'm not saying you that too. That's not a saying you. You don't like a certain people or you don't like the way of life, then look away, move, don't associate with them. The highest thing you can give any human is greeting. Good morning, good afternoon, we're done. How are you? Fine. One word answer and you're gone. As you're talking, be moving. You understand? Then in case of Joseph, be careful what you say. But there's some people that are so destined for greatness that even when the devil tries to hide it, what they have successfully done is to push them into greatness. And I'm telling you that, and that's a testimony for my life, because I've been almost at the verge of, because things happened to me that didn't make sense. Obviously, the devil was trying to like end my life earlier than, like, I'm telling you, like 9 years, and things were just That is a story for another day that I may or may not share. But my next story is which is the top of my list, is Herod, like King Herod trying to kill baby Jesus. Like, what happened to I'm just a baby? What happened to that? Like, you were so insecure, obviously, that someone's gonna be a king, I'm gonna be greater than you, or what was the train of thought? That's what I'm more curious. And after that, you went ahead, proceed as a king to kill your own people, like wipe out the male generation, like wipe out the male in Bethlehem. Like, what was the train of thought? That is on some demon ass type shit. Like, okay, let's say for example he is gonna be a king or something, whatever. Like, by the time he's old enough to rule, you'll probably be old and probably dead or something. Like that didn't cross your mind. Then you were told about an information. You see, that's what I don't like about informants. You see the family members that go blab to other family members and friends, oh, this person just got this job, this person just, you see this type of family members. That's why I ain't be telling you shit. Yeah, that's why I ain't be telling you shit. Like, why do you just blab and talk about every single information that you don't know when you tell my enemy something and they want to sabotage me? You see, sabotage is something that I've experienced so much in my life. I'm very, very careful. People trying to sabotage me, people trying to like one up me. Then another lesson you can learn is be careful where you are. Be careful. Honestly, sometimes you just can't control it, but if you can control it, do proper research before you go to some places, because time and time again I've realized that where you are does affect you. And you see, in the case of Abraham, got him to move, this other person got him to move, this other person got him to move. Why is he always telling people to move? Because sometimes where you are, people have seen you finish. You understand? So you can't really progress that much because they don't see your potential. Why some places there are some bad laws, bad condition that happen to you that you are going through because of the things that in place. Let's say, for example, now let me just give like example from the story. Now you see all those women who had male infant at that time that King Herod made that instruction for them to kill. They were just victims. They were at the wrong place at the wrong time. They were people of the wrong place and the wrong time, and those people died just like that. They died. Yeah, there are some countries that their laws or their religion, the kind of things they practice, affect your life. And you would think, oh no, they're just doing what they're doing, but you're absorbing it. We are all interconnected though. Yeah, like the way they talk, the way they dress, the way they operate, the things they do. Now let me say something, and you see other people that be smoking anyhow, we can never be friends. One, because obviously I have like a medical condition, like I can't breathe very well. I start coughing obviously when I start smelling things that are off. Yeah, I'm bougie like that. And if you're a smoker, we cannot be friends. Yeah, I remember there was a friend of mine that he was celebrating something. He got a promotion or something like that, and he invited us and went out. And all of a sudden, he just started smoking, and I'm like, bruh. Anyway, back to the story. Let's keep this Bible related. So those three wise men, you went to King Herod and told a king that there's going to be a greater king. Like, did you even think about that? It's not making me doubt your wisdom though. But, and after that, thank God they moved when they were supposed to move. If not, they were also proceeded in killing baby Jesus. Only God knows what will happen to humanity. So I still used to say that be careful about people. People do have power. They can traumatize you to a point that for years you'll be playing over and over again, and it can affect your life like that. Be careful how you move. Sexual sin is real, and sometimes the only solution is to run, flee. You understand? Don't be say I can exercise self-control. Self-control where to the gutters, man. Run is on running type shit. Then there are some people that are just blessed, and you have to pray to God for this kind of grace. The grace of no matter what you do to me, I will still be on top. I'll still be where God wants me to be. Yeah, you have to pray for that kind of grace. Honestly, you see, this sibling, the one who was very diligent and gave offering to God, and and God accepted it, and still end up being his life well cut short. You can still be doing good things, and there are people in your life that are trying to bring you down and trying to kill you and trying to make life hard for you. So you have to be careful and pray to God to escape. Before I go, I just want to run it up and just say two things. Number one, pray for the grace to escape the plans of your enemies, to dodge the plans of your enemies, to outrun, to destroy the plans of your enemies. Basically, pray for that grace, that even when they plan, the plan doesn't succeed. The another one is sometimes you just have to act ditzy. Act ditzy does not mean go and put yourself in a situation that you will be in one chance. So no, just act dumb, because once people see your potential or see how smart you are or see some things about you, they'll try to sabotage you. So sometimes you just have to play ditzy enough to get what you want and move on. Yeah. Then I'm not trying to say you should dim your light for nobody though, but just be strategic, honestly. The same way you can strategically make changes to uplift your life is the same way people make strategic plans to downgrade your life. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna be 10 steps ahead, in short 20 100 steps ahead. Like it's a game of chess. You gotta outsmart your enemies. Yeah, and fast lane type shit, because you don't have like a long life. Like you have long life. What I'm trying to say is that life is just once, and before you know we are gone. Like it's not as long as you think though. Things happen, people start growing. 1 minute you're a child, the next minute you're a full grown adult. Before you know, you're on your deathbed. Like we're not paying for that kind of shit, but that's how life is. I have to make sure that you don't hold on to things, and people don't traumatize. People don't try to. We don't have enough time to start battling people. You're working, you're actually working, and people are in work and trying to sabotage you. We don't have enough time for that. So be careful. Yeah, and I love you and God loves you, and I'll see you in my next video. I just hope that this video resonates with you. Yeah.